Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, pull up a chair, get comfortable because we are diving into an absolute 30-minute epic breakdown of a car that single-handedly rewritten the rules of the early level luxury segment in India. Let's address a massive trend first. If you browse through car magazines or look around the city streets, today, it looks like everyone has gone absolutely mad for SUVs. Manufacturers are telling you that you need a high riding position, massive ground clearance, and an imposing stance to survive on Indian roads. But for a select group of buyers, corporate executives, successful doctors, young entrepreneurs, and purists, nothing can even replace the elegance, the low-slung physics, and the sheer prestige of a classic luxury sedan. But the traditional luxury sedan has a fatal flaw in our country. Globally, cars like the standard BMW 3 Series or the Mercedes C-Class were designed for owner-drivers in Europe or North America. The rear seats were tight, the legroom was compromised, and the transmission tunnel were massive. In India, where a huge chunk of luxury car owners prefer to sit in the back left seat during the grueling weekend office commute and hand the keys to a chauffeur. Those tight rear cabins were a deal breaker. BMW recognized this exact consumer pain point. Instead of forcing Indian buyers into a larger, much more expensive 5 Series or E-Class, that's something genius. They bought in the long wheelbase version of the 3 Series, branded specifically as the Grand Limousine. Over the next 30 minutes, right from this, we are going to tear this vehicle down its bones. We will analyze the engineering behind the chassis stretch, calculate the real world on-road pricing across Indian metros, compare the petrol versus the diesel powertrains, evaluate the backseat luxury experience, and determine whether this car can genuinely satisfy both the chauffeur-driven executive and the driving enthusiasts on weekend. Let's get straight into the details. Alright, chapter 2. Let's look at the exterior design and decode the actual physical change BMW made to create this car. When you look at a standard 3 Series versus a Grand Limousine, if you don't look closely, you might miss the magic. But the numbers tells an incredible engineering story. BMW extended the wheelbase of this car by a massive 110 millimeters over the standard global 3 Series. The overall length of this car stretches out to 4823 millimeters, making it the longest sedan in its immediate class. Usually, where a manufacturer extends a car, the rear door looks awkwardly long, ruining the visual propositions. But BMW's designers handled this brilliantly. They extended the roof line and modified the famous Hofmeister cling on the rear window wrapper, keeping the car's aesthetic low-slung stance perfectly intact. Up front, the face is highly sophisticated. You get the iconic kidney grille with the double slats finished in high gloss, flanked by incredibly sharp adaptive LED headlights with the inverted L-shaped daytime running light signatures. Because the M Sport variant dominates sales in India, you get deep air intake, sportier side skirts, and gorgeous 18-inch dual-spoke light alloy wheels. The rear features clean, darkened L-shaped LED tail lights and genuine dual exhaust tips finishes in chrome. It strikes an absolute sweet spot between executive elegance and aggressive sportiness. Now let's talk about the hard numbers. When you are stepping into the 60 lakh ex-room bracket in India, the variant strategy and the state-specific road taxes can make a massive dent in final budget. BMW has kept the variant layout highly structured for our market. You have two primary trim levels, the elegant luxury line and the highly aggressive M Sport. and Sport Pro. Ex-showroom pricing kicks off right around 60.55 lakh rupees for the base trims. It climbs up to roughly 63.60 lakh rupees for the top tier M Sports Pro variant. As a luxury car buyer knows, the exclusion price is purely a baseline India. Registration cost vary widely. If you're registering this car under an individual name in Delhi, your road tax is around 10%. But if you step into states like Maharashtra, Karnataka, or Telangana, individual road taxes can hover between 15% to 20%, and the corporate registration can shoot past that. When you add premium, zero depreciation insurance, mandatory TCS, and local logistics, your final on-road price tag lands squarely between 71 lakhs to 76 lakh rupees. That means the Grand Limousine is encroaching on territories that used to belong to the mid-size segments a few years ago, making it critical that this car delivers a true uncompromised luxury experience. Let's move directly into the absolute soul of the vehicle, the rear seat. This is the exact reason you buy the Grand Limousine over a standard sedan. The moment you pull that rear handle and step inside, you immediately understand where that extra 110 millimeters of base went. The legroom back here is absolutely stellar. It genuinely rivals vehicles from the segment above. You can easily stretch your legs out completely without your knees even brushing the front seat back. But BMW didn't just stop at stretching with the floorboard. They completely re-engineered the seat bench itself. The cushioning is significantly thicker and softer than that the standard 3 Series, providing much better thigh support for long journeys. You get ultra push Alcantara wrapped comfortable hard dressed pillow strapped to the headrest that feel incredibly premium. In terms of features, you get a dedicated third zone of automatic climate control with the adjustable beds behind the front armrest, two USB Type-C charging ports for your devices, and a beautiful panoramic glass sunroof that extends for back, flooding the rear cabin with lights and making it feel like a spacious high-end executive lounge. Now let's talk about the mechanical heart of the vehicle. BMW has always been celebrated for its engine architectures, and for the Grand Limousine in India, they offer two of their absolute finest four-cylinder power plants, the 330 Li petrol and the 320 LD diesel. Let's break down their specifications side by side so you can see exactly how they compare in terms of raw physical outputs. The transmission is standard. Both engine variants transfer their power exclusively to the rear wheels via the gold standard of luxury gearboxes. The 8-speed Steptronic Sport automatic transmission. When you look at this data, the split personality of these two trims When you look at this data, the split personality of these two trims become crystal clear. The 330 Li petrol is an absolute masterpiece of mechanical refinement. It produces a massive 225 horsepower, and because the 400 Nm of torque kicks in just 1550 rpm, there is zero hesitation. Put your foot down and it fires the car from 0 to 100 in a sports car rivaling 6.2 seconds. On the flip side, the 330 LD diesel is the undisputed highway king of India when it produces fewer horsepower at 190 bhp. It matches the petrol's 400 Nm of torque and delivers it in a heavy, immediate punch right in the mid-range. And the fuel efficiency is legendary, delivering an ARI certified 19.61 km per liter. In the real world, on a cruise down the highway, This diesel engine will easily give you over 1000 kilometers of driving range on a single tank of fuel. It is it is unbelievable, unbelievably efficient for a luxury vehicle of this size. While the rear seat is a paradise, let's slide into the driver's seat. Because if you are sitting behind the wheel of BMW, you expect a world-class environment. With the latest generation update, BMW has introduced their phenomenal live cockpit plus curved display to the 3 Series cabin. The entire dashboard architecture is centered around a gorgeous sweeping curved piece of glass that angles gently towards the driver. This housing integrates a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster directly next to a massive 14.9-inch central infotainment system. The graphics are incredibly sharp, running the latest BMW iDrive software, which supports over-the-air updates, wireless Apple CarPlay, and wireless Android Auto. The material quality throughout the cockpit is absolute top tier. You get beautifully stitched leatherette across the door cards, metal speaker grills, and crisp knurled dials. The steering wheel is a thick, chunky M Sport wheel that feels great to hold, complete with solid metallic paddle shifters. My only minor complaint from this test, BMW removed the physical buttons for the air conditioning control and integrated them into the bottom of the touchscreen. Thankfully, the climate tool stays static on the screen and is easy to use, but physical dials are always missed when driving at speed. Now let's address the absolute critical question. How does this loose-slung extended German luxury sedan cope up with the brutal, unpredictable road conditions we face every day in India? Potholes, sudden speed breakers, waterlogged roads. This is where the engineering turning matters most. If you drive a standard global BMW 3 Series, the suspension tuning is notoriously stiff. It's designed to track flat on a high-speed German autobahn. But for the Indian spec Grand Limousine, BMW did some serious recalibrations. They fitted the car with comfort-oriented dampers that features progressive hydraulic bump stops. The result, it is a ride quality that is exceptionally well suited for Indian conditions. When you are crawling through broken city streets at low speed, the suspension rounds off sharp edges, runs, and expansion joints with a beautiful shuffle. Maturity. It feels incredibly smooth and isolated. More importantly, despite the extended 2961 wheelbase, BMW has carefully tuned the spring rebound rates so that the car doesn't easily bottom out or scrape its belly on our massive unscientific speed bumps, providing you depth with a bit of care. Beyond the engine and suspension, a true luxury car needs to protect you and entertain you at an elite level. Let's look at the premium features, suite, and safety tech that BMW has packed into the current generation Grand Limousine. For the entertainment enthusiasts, the higher trims come equipped with a phenomenal 16-inch speaker, 464-watt Harman Kardon surround sound system. It features a delicate digital amplifier and Logic 7 technology, delivering pristine concert-like audio clarity inside the heavily insulated cabin. On the safety front, the car is built on a high-strength steel aluminum monocoque structure that achieves a full 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating. You get 6 airbags as standard, cornering brakes control, dynamic stability control, and an advanced attentiveness assistant for parking or tight spaces. The Park Assistant package includes a high-definition 360-degree camera suite with reversing assistant tech that can automatically steer the car backwards along the exact path you just drove. Let's look at practicality from a family touring perspective. If we plan to take the sedan on long weekend trips out of your city, how much luggage can it actually handle? The Grand Limousine offers a specified 450 liters of boot space. Now let's be entirely transparent here because it's a traditional sedan layout rather than a high riding SUV. The vertical height of the boot is limited. However, BMW has done a great packaging the space saver spare wheels neatly under the flat floor liner, ensuring you have an uninterrupted flat loading area. You can comfortably fit two full-sized hard-shelled travel suitcases along with a couple of softer duffel bags. The loading aperture is clean and the electronic hands-free tailgate can be activated by waving your foot underneath the rear bumper, a highly convenient feature when your hands are full of shopping bags. So let's bring its final conclusion. If you're sitting there with a hard budget of around 75 lakh rupees on road in India, should you buy the BMW 3 Series Grand Limousine or should you look at an SUV or its immediate rivals? Let's lay down the uncompromised reality. If your absolute top priority is high ground clearance for rough off-roading trails, or if you prefer a commanding high-riding driving position over everything else, then yes, go look at luxury SUV like BMW X3 or a Mercedes GLC. But if you're a buyer who understands the timeless grace of a sedan, if you want an executive vehicle that gives your family or business client an absolute masterclass in the rear seat legroom, and plus ride comfort during the busy weekends while still retaining the 255 horsepower rear wheel drive sports sedan chassis that can accelerate to 100 in 6.2 seconds. When you take the wheel on a weekend, then the BMW 3 Series Grand Limousine stands completely unchallenged in its segment. It's quite it is quite literally two completely distinct cars wrapped into one gorgeous executive package. It is without a doubt one of the finest, most well-balanced luxury cars you can buy in India today. What about you guys? If you were signing the check tomorrow, would you go for the expensive performance of 330 Li petrol, or would you pick the endless highway range of 320 LD? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment below. Let's get comprehensive car conversation going. If this 30-minute, thank you so much.